boy named Charlie Larson. And let's just say he was the most popular kid in school. Charlie was in a troupe, and he invited over the members to celebrate his 10th birthday party. And let's just say things didn't go quite as planned. His mother took him to an old campground. She stabbed him 7 times in the face and 6 to the chest and heart. She just left his body to rot. They say he can still come out to the old campground. Charlie will be waiting, watching, seeking revenge with the same screwdriver that his mom killed him with. And that's the legend of Charlie Larson.
Hello, filmmakers and film lovers. This is Kirsten with Rogue Cinema, and tonight I have an especially spooky guest joining me, Roman Josart, the director of Campground. Hi, Roman. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Awesome. Now, I hear that you're on set right now. What film are you shooting?
We're shooting our web series, Friday the 13th, The Curse of Jason. I think 2 people just died, to tell you the truth.
Oh, that's awesome. Cool. So we just reviewed The Campground, of course. Awesome little spooky little slasher film. What inspired you to create that film?
It was Hatchet inspired. I'm a huge Hatchet fan, but I'm a huge slasher fan altogether. But it was elements of Friday the 13th and Hatchet that really inspired my creation, which was Charlie Larson.
Ooh, yes. And of course, now The Campground, so you guys shot it last summer?
Yeah, we shot it from May to September.
Cool. And so you guys finished it. It's now out floating around the festival circuit, right?
Yep, it got its first festival official selection last week at the Crimson Screen Horror Film Festival down in Charleston, South Carolina.
That's really cool. And you guys are all based out of Indiana, right?
Yep, it's about 45 minutes outside near Cincinnati. So we're right on the border of Indiana, Ohio, and Kentucky. Like, I'm looking at Kentucky right now. So we're really close.
That's awesome. That's really cool. So now you as a director, this was your directorial debut. How did it go for you?
You know, the first week was surreal. Trying to get everything figured out. It was there was a lot of tension and pressure, and wanted to make sure I was doing good. But by the end of it, it really it came together really well. I grew into it. It was a learning experience. That's for sure.
That's really cool, and it really shows on film. So not only did you direct it, but you also starred in it.
Yes. That was fun. Originally, I wasn't casted. Someone else was had the role of Brandon. But due to complications, we ended up losing a few actors. And so rather than recasting a lot of people, I stepped in knowing the role because I also wrote the film. So I kind of knew who Brandon was.
Yeah.
And so I stepped in to play the character. But it was really fun. I never had an acting niche until that, and now I'm doing a lot of acting, a lot more than I ever planned on.
That's really cool. So do you want to stay in front of the camera, or do you want to keep directing?
I love directing, but I also really liked the feeling of being in front of the camera. So I kind of want to do both. I want to direct more, but it's easier to get in a lot more movies than it is to direct one.
Yes, it takes a lot of time.
Yep.
So
it's a mix of both.
Oh, yes, definitely. Now, you are currently producing another feature that you guys are doing a Indiegogo for, right?
Yeah, it's called The Woods Within. It's a slasher murder mystery film. It's kind of Scream meets Wrong Turn. So
Ooh,
it's got the whodunit mystery element of Scream with the awesome imaginative kill styles of the Wrong Turn franchise. At least the first two movies.
that's really cool. Now, and of course, we'll post the link for the Indiegogo.
That'd be
And you
great.
guys are doing really well with that so far. And so then you're doing your web series as well. So
Yep.
what other productions do you guys have going on this year?
Mainly just this web series, and then The Woods Within this summer. We're in talks for producing another feature film
Cool.
directly after The Woods Within, but we're not sure where we are on that yet, so I can't really talk about it. But
We'll keep
The
it on
Curse
the
of Jason. Yeah, The Curse of Jason. We're filming right now, and we'll release the first episode in May, and then we start filming The Woods Within the first week of June. So when we start filming, we'll be releasing this series. So we won't just be doing nothing throughout the year, because as soon as Curse of Jason is done, we'll be releasing The Woods Within this fall. So we'll kind of be busy and look like we've been busy all year.
That's really cool. So, and I know you're a horror fan. Practical or digital effects?
Practical. Digital has its advantages, but I think in the horror franchise, unless you're doing something like post-apocalyptic and you need to create fake worlds and stuff like that, but when it comes to the kill scenes, I'm all about practical. There's a way to do it. You just got to figure it out.
Right, and of course that's what you did with the campground, and I never knew a screwdriver could be used so deadly.
Yeah, we found some fun ways to use it.
So I'm gonna put a little spoiler alert here. So of course my favorite kill in the campground was the girl who had the screwdriver come out through her neck.
The one, yeah, the chick in a bra.
Yeah, can you talk a little bit about how you did that?
Yeah, that's really a really good camera trick to fake. It was a night-long shoot. It took, I think, 8 hours of filming that night to get that scene to the way we all wanted it to be. But the basic way it went is Charlie is actually played by my brother Shane, who was Ty in that scene.
Right, right.
So I played Charlie for that scene because obviously Shane couldn't kill himself.
Yeah.
So the way we did it is we had the front of the screwdriver already glued on the girl's neck, and the camera starts behind, following my legs and my hand, which is holding just a fake handle, and it doesn't have a tip. So as I march forward, the camera comes around, and the camera had to hit her neck at the exact moment I hit her neck, which would pull off the whole in one motion in one shot. Because that was my thing, is like the only way that kill would work is if it was in one shot. So the real problem was figuring out how to get a screwdriver through someone's neck in one shot, and eventually we figured it out.
Yeah, and it looks great on camera. That was my favorite kill that you guys did. Really, really.
Yeah, I think that's everyone's favorite kill. That and the chick getting choked out.
Yeah, with the scarf.
Yeah.
No, that's awesome. That's really cool. So, so within the wood, sorry. So, do you guys already have kind of an idea of what horror films you guys want to do next year?
Next year we are doing the Campground 2.
Ooh.
Next summer. That's our next feature. We'll be doing the sequel.
Cool. So, and I noticed
as for what we're doing in between, we are unsure.
Ah, you guys are up for grabs, basically. No, that's cool. Now, I noticed on your website, you guys have a lot of sponsors, and of course, you guys also did an Indiegogo campaign for that as well. Now, as an independent filmmaker, how hard was it for you to get sponsors for your film?
It's a lot of emailing and a lot of phone calls. And what really helps is if it's a local company or a local business. Like the beer we got is a local brewery that's near Rising Sun where we filmed.
Mm-hmm.
The clothing is a local clothing line skate shop that's near us. A lot of it was all local companies that we just went to, told them what we were doing, how we wanted to use their products, and luckily they got on board.
That's really cool. And are you going to keep working with all of them in all of your films?
I know the clothing line Blacklist we're definitely going to try to work with, at least through the Campground franchise. We kind of want to keep that alive through the franchise at least.
Right.
But as for the breweries and stuff, we'll see. Can you turn this outside light on, please?
Now, also, so the Campground,
Thank you.
you're now on the festival circuit right now. Are you planning on doing a DVD release, or what do you guys plan on doing for that?
The Campground is on DVD right now. It's available.
Cool, and you can order that.
So you can get it through our website, which is just campgroundfilm.com. Yep, and it's got free shipping, and it just went down to $10.
Cool, awesome, and of course we'll post a link for that as well. So what advice would you give to future filmmakers, aspiring filmmakers, people that are trying to make it? What advice would you give them?
Love hurts, because if you're passionate about doing this, excuse the French, you can bleep it if you guys have to, you will get fucked. I mean, it's that simple. It is such, especially at this indie level that we're at, it is such a hard thing to do because we don't have access to a lot of money or the best equipment. And so love hurts, because if you love this, it is going to hurt. You're going to get told no. You're going to get thrown to the ground, but you got to keep going and keep going. I know that was my biggest problem when I was making Campground, is 6 weeks in, we had 3 actors quit.
Woo.
So we had to reshoot the entire movie and get new actors, and that's when I had to step in. And it was pretty devastating because we only had 3 weeks left of shooting.
Wow.
So it's one of those things, like, I didn't want to pack up because, you know, people funded us on Kickstarter and Indiegogo, and I didn't want to be that guy that never finished the project and looked bad. So we sucked it up, and we spent money we didn't have, and we made a movie.
That's awesome, and it looks great. So
Thank you.
Yeah, definitely. So we'll post the links, of course, and of course the interview opened up with the trailer for the Campground. And you can go to thecampgroundfilm.com. Well, thank you so much for joining me today, Roman. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, definitely, and we look forward to your web series, which starts coming out in May, right? You said May?
Yep. We don't have an exact date, but if you go to if you search Friday the 13th, The Curse of Jason on Facebook, it will you'll find it on there.
I want to get in there.
Awesome.
There you go. There's Charlie himself.
Oh, yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, the web series, it's easy to find, and it's on our YouTube page. You can subscribe or whatever on there. It's just Studio 605.
Cool. All right, well, you heard it here first, filmmakers and film lovers. This is Kirsten with Rogue Cinema. You guys keep watching all those films.